Hello, children. Once again, I'm your Miss, and I say this is not my channel, this is your channel. Okay, and again, I am here for my ICSC student. Okay, with a beautiful poem. The first poem, The Heart of the Tree. The Heart of the Tree. This is very beautiful poem. Okay, so I have this textbook. Okay, I will read the text and then I will explain in my own words. But before starting this poem, I would like to say about something about what poet. See, our this the I will set this textbook. Okay, here, yes. So now you see. Uh, Now we talk about the poet of this poem, the poet Henry Saylor Burner. Okay, the Henry Saylor Burner, actually he was born in 1855. Okay, and he was a well-known American poet, and we can say he was not only a poet but also novelist, and he wrote many short stories, many novels. Okay, and for this he was awarded also. Got it? And if we talk about the education of this poet is, then he received his early education, okay, in New York City. Actually, it was his birthplace. He was born in Oswego, okay, in New York. So that is why he received his early education in New York. Okay. So now this poem, the heart of the tree, that is the poem. It the actually the poet focus us, okay, that to pay attention on the value, the importance of trees. And children, globally we know that the importance of trees, because trees give us life, trees give us oxygen and many other valuable things, so which the poet explained in this beautiful poem. Okay, now I will study the text of this poem. Okay, so now you see the text of this poem is, yes, I start from the first line of the poem, so you will also see the text. Okay, so see, in this poem the poet asks a question. The poem actually begins with a question: what does he plant who plants a tree? The poet asks a question to us and he himself replies. Okay, it is hyperphora when the poet asks the question and he himself replies. Okay, and he replies what? He plants a friend of the sun and sky. Okay, so actually the tree, he plants the friend of the sun and sky. He plants the flag of breezes tree, the shaft of beauty towering high. He plants a home of heaven and I. For song and the mother crown of bird, he hushed and happy twilight heard the treble of heaven's harmony. These things he plants who plants a tree. Okay, so now in the beginning line, the poet replies himself and he says, the one person, if one who plants a tree, actually he plants many things, like he plants a friend of the sun and sky. Actually, the trees are the friend of the sun, because why? From the sun, they received what? They received uh, carbon dioxide and release oxygen. Okay, so in this way, it is the friend of the sun and sky. Okay, sun, because you know that with the help of sun rays, the plants make their own food. Okay, in photosynthesis, you studied in your biology, is it right? So that is why the plant is the friend of the sun and sky. He plants the flag of the breezes tree. That means what? Actually, when the wind blows, when the breezes blows, okay, that time it touches the trees. It touches the tree and the tree leaves flag, tree shakes. So it becomes like a flag. Okay. Now, shaft of beauty towering high. When a small plant become a big tree, so this much tall it grows up that it close to heaven. It close. Towering high means it the small tree, small plant becomes this much tall tree that it looks like they come close to heaven. They come close to the sky. Okay, this much height the plant has. The big tree has actually. Shaft of beauty towering high. It is a symbol of beauty also, because in the plain area, if there's no tree, there's no beauty in the nature. Okay. If we talk about the desert, desert have no tree. That is why it doesn't receive rainfall, okay, and there's no beauty in the desert. That is why the plants are the a symbol of beauty for the plain. Now next, he plants to home of heaven and I. Again, the poet is saying he plants a home. The one who plants a tree, he plants a home, home to heaven and I. Actually, when the small plant grows up in the shape of big tree, then it becomes the home of many birds, the home of many insect, the many animals also even. Is it right? So, it close heaven and I. And I means come close. And I means come close. Then the tall tree, it looks that they come close to the heaven. He plants the home of heaven and I for song and the mother croon of bird. That means the mother bird sing a song for its baby, for her young ones. Okay, clear? In very happiness on the branch of the tree. Got it? Because the tree becomes the shelter, the tree becomes the home for the birds. So the mother croon bird, the mother birds sing a sweet song. Okay, okay, twitter for what? When the mother bird feed their young ones. Got it? Why? With the help of only trees. Now next, in hushed and happy twilight heard, that time when the mother bird sings sweetly, that time their voice can be, their twittering sound can be heard, okay, everywhere in the surroundings, and it becomes very joyous, okay, it becomes so cool. The treble of heaven harmonies, that time it becomes the joy for the surroundings, okay, for the environment. Got it? So these things he plants who plant a tree. So again the poet emphasizes this sentence, repetition is there. Poet is saying, replies himself that this thing indirectly he plants who plant a tree. Now second stanza. In second stanza again the poet asking the same question, what does he plant who plant a tree? He plants cool shade and tender rain. Because why? Because the tree attract the clouds, and the clouds, due to clouds, the rainfall occurred. Okay, so where there's a many numbers of trees, the good rainfall occurred. Is it right? So we can say that the trees are very good for the good rainfall. He plants the cool shade. Cool shade means the tree give us cool shade also. When a small plant become a big tree, that one day they give us cool shade. Seed and the birds of day to be, and seed and the bird of the days to be. That means when the rainfall, when the rain drops, okay, come on the earth, that time the dry leaves, or we can say that the dry seeds get germinated, okay, and the new birds also come out from the leaf, from the branch of the trees, okay, due to that rainfall. So we can say from where it comes from the trees first of all. Now next, and ears that flared and flush again. After that means, see, after passing time, when the due to the trees good rainfall comes, okay, then that seed get germinated after a long time, okay, but it germinated because of trees only. He plants the forest heritage. Now you see, he plants the glory of the plain. First of all, the glory of the plain means within the plain areas, without tree there's nothing. Okay, the human cannot survive, the human cannot get good health without trees in the plain areas. Next, he plants the forest heritage. That means he plants the forest heritage. That means, see, the one who plants one tree, but due to that one tree, the one tree gives chance to many other trees, okay, to grows up. So that time, one day, if we one person plant one tree, that one tree give us chance to the other tree, okay, then one day it will become like a forest. So we can say that one who plants a tree, it's plant the full, what it is, the what we can say, he plants the forest heritage, okay, the one day the many trees makes a forest. Harvest of coming age, the trees gets the harvest of coming age means the one day if you plant a tree today, then after passing some time, definitely the tree will give you good return, okay, in the shape of cool shade, in the shape of good raindrop and the rainfall, and the shape of wood, and the shape of fruits and herbs, medicines, is it right? So all these things given by whom? Given by trees only. So it is the harvest of coming age. Coming age means future generation, we can say also. The joy shall that unborn eye shall see. That if you plant one tree today, if you plant one sapling today, small sapling, okay, small sapling means a small plant today, then your coming generation will get advantage of this. Unborn eyes means coming generation, okay. So the coming generation will also will be profited, okay, if you plant a tree today. These things he plants who plant a tree. Now, third stanza, what does he plant who plant a tree? Again, the third time the poet asks the same question. He plants in the sap and the leaf and the beauty. Actually, sap is a liquid substance inside the veins of the tree, okay? And leaf, you know that. Wood means actually wood for fuel also, wood for furniture also. So all these things we get from the trees. In love of home and loyalty, actually one who plants a tree, that person is very loyal. Actually he is a responsible citizen, okay, he is a good citizen because he is doing the good work. He is planting a new tree, so that is why he is loyal. He is loyal to you, to his society. He is loyal to his neighborhood. He is loyal to his family, okay. So he is a responsible person, got it? So that is why loyalty, okay, the love of home and loyalty. And in the next side we can see the trees also becomes the home of love and loyalty. Because why? Because tree give us love, affection, okay, selfless affection, we can say. And the trees are also loyal because they give always to the people. They give always to the other creatures, but in return they want nothing more, okay, except water and something else. Yes. So in the love of, and far cast thought of the civic good, that person who plant a tree, that person do the civic good, because he does not only doing the good work for himself, for his family, rather than his what? Society. That means he is doing the good work for his society also. So it is a civic good, got it? So now the next line we can say, you see next line I can say, children, so you see that civic good is a very good thing in the poem. The poet talks about the civic good. The civic good always, when the one thinks about himself, okay, when the one thinks about himself, okay, when the one thinks not only about himself but also the other people. Actually, the civic good means, as human being, we should, as a human, we should also, I mean to say that we should not only think about ourselves. Actually, we should have a holistic views. Holistic means in which we think about other people. We think about our own society. We think about the this whole world as a home. Okay, our home, and all the human beings are our brother and sister. This way, this is the holistic point of view. This is the holistic thinking. Okay, in the same way, that person who is planting the tree today, that person also doing the civic good, because he is not only thinking about himself, he is thinking about other people. He is thinking about his society. Okay, his blessing on the neighborhood. The next line poet is saying his blessings on the neighborhood. That means he is not, the trees are not blessing for himself only. The trees are blessing for the neighborhood. The trees are blessing for the society. The trees are blessing for the whole creatures in the world, okay, on this earth. Who is hollow in the hand means, by using this hollow hand, what he does, by these two hands, he is doing a good, very good civic the act of civility, okay, the act of good civic sense, holds all the growth of our land. So he is saying indirectly that person who plants a tree, that person holds the growth of nation, okay, because the nation where the good numbers of trees, the people will be healthy, the environment will be clean, okay. If the people will be healthy, the environment will be healthy, then the nation growth will be also good, because the people can give good output, good service to the and the unhealthy people, how can they give good service to their nation? So that is why the human health, good health of human being depends on the strength of the trees, numbers of trees. Okay, so holds all the growth of all of our land. A nation growth from sea to sea. Actually, the nation connect with the sea to sea. That is why he is promoting his nation growth from sea to sea. Star in his heart who plant a tree. Means this kind of big sense, this kind of high emotion that person has in his heart. Okay, who is planting a tree? This is the that poet is saying. Okay, children, if we talk about the figures of speech in this poem, then very good figures of speech are there. We can say you can see the beginning first line. Actually, in many places metaphor is given. Okay, a good metaphor, number of metaphor is given. I will tell you that in what, in which lines. Now you see, now you see the friend of sun and sky, it is a metaphor. Okay, second, the flag of breezes free, the flag of, that is also metaphor. Okay, and home to heaven and I. Okay, home to heaven and I, clear, it is also metaphor. Next we can say, and a good alliteration also given in this poem, you can find out, but I will tell you many things. And the now see alliteration, hurst and happy, h sound. Okay, hurst and happy, this sound is given here, alliteration. And we can say, now listen, wait, in many places it is given here, you can find out, alliteration is also there. Okay, and just wait, harvest of coming age, this is also metaphor. Harvest of coming age, it is metaphor. And he plant the forest heritage, all these are metaphor. Okay, got it, in this way. So we can say that this kind of an auditory image also given there, when the poet see in imagination many good surroundings of the tree. Okay, that is auditory imagination. And when the croon birds sing, it is auditory imagery. Got it, singing of the birds are there. Got it. And we talk about the rhyming scheme of the poem, then note down a b a b b. Okay, note down a b a b a b b c c a a, a b a b b c c a a. I told you the technique of finding out the rhyming scheme, that we have to see in each stanza then which word in the end of the sentence, which word rhyme in the other words, where, in which line. So that's called a. If the second sound is there, then again second sound you have to find out in the next line, that matching with which word at the end of the sentence, it is called bb. In the same way c d e whatever. Okay, so we can say that the same sound words are called in the particular column a, then the other sound called b, the third sound called c. So this is the rhyming words. Okay, you can find out the rhyming words at the end of the each line, and you can make your own rhyming scheme. But I have told you, you will come to know that a b a b b c c a a, this is the rhyming scheme given in the poem. Okay, and the poem gives us very strong message that without tree, without plants on this earth, there is no good survival of any creature, whether human being, whether animal, or other things. Okay, so we can say that as human being, as people, we should plant more and more trees. It's a strong message this poem is giving us. And already we know that in our at present time, how much we need a good plantation. Okay, so the we can say at present time this poem is also very suitable, very relevant to the present time. Got it, children? So I hope that you like this video, and if any question you want to ask, then you can write in the comment box. Okay, and I will see, then I will solve your queries. Okay, children, till then, good day, keep watching my video, and subscribe it. Okay, and give your comment in the comment box. If any question you want to ask regarding this, then give this question in the comment box. Okay, again I say, okay, then good day, bye, thank you.